I just ate way too much Mexican food, and it's not really going too well with my stomach. So I look around my garage and find some Pepto-Bismol, and as I take the recommended dose, I realize that Pepto-Bismol's active ingredient is a chemical called bismuth subsalicylate. This contains a decent amount of bismuth metal, which can be easily extracted from Pepto-Bismol using some simple chemistry. Pepto-Bismol is an over-the-counter medicine that has a lot of mechanisms that let it counteract countless different problems, like nausea, heartburn, indigestion, etc. One of the ways it does these things is by coating the lining of the gastrointestinal tract and reducing inflammation and irritation of the stomach lining. It can also help buffer excess acid in your stomach by stopping pepsin, the enzyme that makes acid in your stomach, according to the Cleveland Clinic. All of that aside, metallic bismuth is the 83rd element on the periodic table, and it's basically lead for people who fear death. This is a statement made by the saucy Aussie himself, Tom from Explosions in Fire. Bismuth is known for its high density, beautiful crystals, and rainbow color that happens due to thin film interference. Now you may be wondering how this is different from what Nile Red did, and to get started I take out 60 Pepto-Bismol tablets from their containers. Once all the bismuth pills are out of their case, I collect them and add 59 of them to a mortar and pestle, where I pestle them up to make a powder. There were too many pills just to grind up at once, so I had to crush them up in two parts. The powder that I'm making is made up of pink dye, bismuth subsalicylate, flavoring, I'm guessing it's just wintergreen by the smell, and a filler. This powder I set aside and add a 6:1 ratio of water to hydrochloric acid in a beaker. Then I add all of the Pepto-Bismol powder to the beaker and stir it up. As I do this, the dye I mentioned before turns clear, and it looks like the dye is being either reduced to a soluble or colorless form. This makes the powder all white and forms bismuth oxychloride and salicylic acid. Since the solubility of salicylic acid is negligible, I can filter it all out and wait for it to pass through. This takes forever, but once it's done, I add aluminum, which reacts with the bismuth oxychloride to form bismuth. Unfortunately, there's some extra acid in there, which reacts exothermically, making hydrogen gas and some other stuff that hurts my lungs. So if you do this, do it in a fume hood, or you don't. I really don't care as long as I get your view. I leave this to react overnight and wait for all of the bismuth to fall to the bottom. The top layer I pour down the drain, which leads to nature's garbage can, the ocean. Once my problem's shifted over to the environmentalists, I can set up another gravity filtration. This leaves me with wet bismuth metal, which I can dry by smashing in between two sheets of paper towel. This I could melt down into crystals or whatever, but I'm too lazy, so without further ado, thanks for watching.